Good morning. Today I am teaching to you Class 8 Science Chapter 2nd Microorganism. Friend or foe. In continue this chapter, I will start with a new topic. It is, what are the carriers for spreading the communicable diseases? So, in last class, I taught you about the some harmful microorganisms which are responsible for the spreading the communicable diseases, and how can we prevent in occurring these communicable diseases. In this class we will study what are the carriers which are responsible for spreading the communicable diseases. So our heading is carriers of disease causing microorganisms. Means what are the microorganisms which are responsible for the transferring the disease either from one person to another person or from a environment or from a place to another, one place to another place. First of all, what do you mean by this word carriers? Carrier means somebody, mostly carriers are any insects. This may be insects or sometimes it also animals perform as a carrier. What does it mean by this carrier word? Carrier means the insect or the animal which transmits disease causing microorganisms to the human being without itself suffering from them is called a carrier. Means if any insect or animal transmits the disease within the human being and they self do not affected by the disease, these insects and animals are called carriers. Some non-living factors are also carriers in some time. So first of all, write down the Definition of career. The insect or the animal which transmit disease causing microorganisms, means harmful microorganisms, those microorganisms which are responsible for the spreading the diseases. Disease causing harmful microorganisms, these insects, some insects and animal transfer disease causing microorganisms to the human is called a carrier. And the insect or the animal does not affect or is not affected by the disease. So what are the carriers? Some insect and animals is transmit the some disease causing bacteria to the human being. These are called the carriers. The most common carriers for disease causing microorganisms are maybe housefly and mosquito. Mosquito spread the malaria and dengue disease by mosquito bite. And housefly also spread some diseases. Let us study one by one. What is the role of this housefly in spreading the diseases? The role of housefly in spreading diseases. What is the role of housefly in spreading the diseases? Because it works as a carrier for spreading the disease. Suppose that this is a garbage and houseflies is a plural word. Houseflies, they lay eggs on the garbage dump. What they do? They lay eggs on the garbage dump and they breed on filth and refuse. These houseflies feed the garbage human excreta, dead organic matter, and exposed human food. The body and the legs of the houseflies bear a lot of fine hair. They contains a lot of fine hairs. If we draw the figure of a house fly, they have fine hair into their legs, and when these housefly lie on a garbage dump, the garbage material is stuck to their fine hair, and when they lie on a exposed human food, they spread a lot of microorganisms like bacteria which are present in their hairy legs. And when this housefly sit on to the food, what bacteria stick to their hair, they transfer to the food, and in this way our food get contaminated with disease causing microorganisms. When this contaminated food is consumed by a person, the disease causing microorganisms enter into his body and causes various diseases. This food becomes contaminated. Contaminated food. After the sitting of the houseflies on the human food, the food gets contaminated, and when a person eats the food, the microorganisms enter into the body, and these are causes some diseases. In this way, a housefly perform as a carrier in transmitting the disease from the garbage dump to the human body. In this way, housefly causes some diseases like cholera, tuberculosis, in short we call TB, typhoid, diarrhea, etc. So, the role of the housefly in spreading these type of disease are, this housefly sit on the garbage dump and they have fine hairy legs, and when they sitting the garbage dump, bacteria stick to their hairs, and when they flies out and settle down on a human food, these microorganisms transmit to the food and the food gets contaminated. When a healthy person eats the food or consume the food, these microorganisms enter into the body and they get affected by the some diseases like cholera, tuberculosis, typhoid and diarrhea. In this way, a housefly spreading the diseases. Then how can we prevent this spreading the disease by the housefly? How can we prevent the spreading the disease by a housefly? So my next topic is prevention of diseases spread by houseflies. How can we prevent the diseases like cholera, diarrhea, which are spread by the houseflies? We can prevent the spreading this type of diseases by using or taking some steps. First of all, we can prevent the disease by putting the garbage by putting, or we can say that garbage should be put in the garbage bin, means dustbin. You can also say dustbin, because when we dump the garbage into a garbage bin, housefly does not fly on it, and what bacteria present in the garbage, they do not stick to their hairy legs. And the second step we should follow to stop the spreading the disease, like food should be kept covered so that flies cannot sit on it, so that house flies cannot sit on it. And third step, avoid eating the uncovered food. Next we should use some insecticides spray also